This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bakar Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, preach the word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a quick sit-down lesson through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahweh Shai on this July the 20th, 2022 at 3:52 p.m. on this Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom to you Akim out there. And the title of this, I meant to say Salakia. This is a news article. As you've seen, I just brought out the scripture of the Matthews 24 and 12 of the love of many shall wax cold. And this is a news article in reference to that scripture that I just brought out. This is from the dailymail.com.uk, and this was published on the 20th, and it was updated on July the 20th. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads from dailymail.com. A deranged gunman is shot dead by his ex-girlfriend after he ran into her family walking on the Montana roadside and used a shotgun to kill her 18-month-old niece and brother. 37-year-old drove his vehicle into of his family ex-girlfriend. He began shooting at the family and shot and killed a 39-year-old and his 18-year-old daughter in a small town of East Glacier Park, Montana. Mackenzie was being held by her mother, 40-year-old Christy, who was wounded. After running out of ammunition, Madden critically wounded ex-girlfriend Christian with a knife, but she fought back and fatally wounded, which Madden had later died at the scene. It says the gunman who drove his car into his ex-girlfriend's family, and they walked near Glacier National Park before opening fire on the group, killing a 39-year-old man and his 18-month-old daughter. Derek Amos Madden, 37, of the Goldsby, Oklahoma, purposefully drove his vehicle into the ex-girlfriend's Christy Saul, which is 30 years old, and her family as they were walking along a roadway in the small town of East Glacier Park, northwestern Montana, on Sunday night. After the vehicle crashed his vehicle into a tree, Madden, who have mental health issues, began shooting at the group and shot and killed David, which is 39, of Syracuse, New York, instantly. Madden continues to shoot at the family who were on a vacation in East Glacier as they frantically tried to run away from the line of fire, and fatally wounded David's 18-month-old daughter, Mackenzie. The young girl was able to crawl in her mother's, Christine's, arms as she desperately tries to run away and protect her daughter. Christy, 40, was in the attack. Christy and David has just celebrated in their 10th year wedding anniversary last month. Yeah, that goes to show you. Oh, let me continue reading on the rest of it. After running out of ammunition, Jade used a knife to attack and critically wounding his ex-girlfriend, but she fought back and fatally wounding Nader, who died at the scene. Glacier County Sheriff's officials said Christy and David, two other young children, were presented at the scene, but they were able to run away and escape the injury. So yeah, man, hey, in the last days, you're gonna see more similar incidents like this, and it's definitely been increasing throughout the whole year of 2021 and the year 2022 so far this year. Because as the scripture has stated, in the last days, Matthew 24:12, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And I'm going to look up that definition of iniquity, because iniquity definitely been increasing in the last days. It's going to be a lot of people got that cold, hard spirit towards one another. Let's see, iniquity. The definition of iniquity.
Iniquity
Is a noun, immoral or gross, unfair behavior, a dense of iniquity. Similar word, wickedness, sloth, sinfulness. Yep. Definition of iniquity. Iniquity, a noun, plural, iniquities, gross, injustice or wickedness, a violation of right or duty, wicked act, sin, right. You're going to see a lot of gross darkness and unlawfulness and wickedness and unruly moral behavior is going to increase in these last days. And that's a prime example of this right here. And it's another news article that I just brought out as well too. And this will be the last one that will close out the lesson. And this was another incident that had happened as well too. This is from people.com, and this was published July the 18th, 2022. And the exact date. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Oh yeah, the Italian and stuff. It's about like 6 French rolls. Yeah. Oh, okay.
You pay $12 for one.
Right.
Well, that might be $15.
Yeah, true. Slovakia. Just talked to my OG about something. But back to the lesson at hand. So yeah, this is another news article right here, which is from people.com. It was published by Steve Helen on July the 18th, 2022 at 4:32 p.m. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads, and this just happened recently as well too, on July the 10th. And I'd say about 10 days ago, this had happened. Michigan man who killed wife and family members before suicide was having an affair and was abusive victim wrote it. 4 people were found dead Hawk Lake, Michigan in early hours of July the 10th from a murder-suicide. And these are all the 4 victims had died. I guess the guy to the right was in an abusive relationship with his ex-wife, and he killed 3 people and took his own life. And it says after 2 weeks before, Tyreen Lee Savage, if I pronounced the name right, and 3 other family members were killed in a murder-suicide. She filed for a personal protection order against her husband, claiming that she was having an affair and had threatened her life. He has some mental issues. He quit taking his meds and recently purchased a firearm that is concerning to me. Training 35 wrote in her June the 24th application for protection obtained by the people. He kept saying he's going to blow his brains out, and I don't know. I do not want my safety or my son's safety in jeopardy. So yeah, I ain't gonna read all the rest of it, but yeah, that goes to show you, Ecclesiastes 39 to 28 that I'm about to bring out as well too. In the last days, it's gonna be spirits that are created for vengeance. You're gonna see that as well too. You're gonna see similar situations like this of these two news articles that I just brought out. Because iniquity shall abound, unruly behavior is gonna increase in the last days. You're gonna have people that's in relationships, and the relationships turn sour, and the male is gonna be kind of hard to let go of his ex. He might still have feelings about her, but protection, custody battles, and many other similar situations are like this. So like the scripture says, Matthew 24 and 12, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. In the book of Ecclesiastes 39 and 28, roughly paraphrase, that our spirits that are be created for vengeance, and that's what we're seeing in these last days. And it's going to increase more and more and more as we start to see this on a daily basis in the news. Now, we can't believe 100% of what the news is saying all the time, but sometimes they be accurate, 100% accurate, and then times they don't be accurate as well too. But you're gonna see cases like this increasing even more and more, and it's been increasing for quite a while now. You're starting to see it more often, even though we're so used and accustomed of seeing these things. But like in the last days, you've been seeing it increasing throughout the years. Been passing by, You're gonna see more incidents furthermore increase like this in the last days, And I'm gonna bring out the last scripture, and then I'm gonna close out the lesson. And this is the book of Ecclesiastes, which is Sirach. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, verse 28 and verse 28 in the Holy Scriptures in the book of Ecclesiastes, and it reads, there are these spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay in a sword stroke, in a time of destruction, that they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made it. Right, because like I mentioned before, you're going to have these spirits that are created for vengeance. The love of many shall wax cold and cold. People are going to have that cold heart towards one another. Lawlessness is going to increase. Increasing iniquity, unruly behavior. So yeah, it's going to increase more and more and more in these last days of the love of many waxing cold and cold. That's what we're seeing, And these things are definitely been increasing more and more now than ever, And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So with that, I hope this was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say Shabbat Shalom in the Bible ball.